So were you like the rebel child then?
I was a nightmare. Like,
what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Get Off the Mic, brought to you by the cast here at Co-Create Studios. We are on our 10th episode. How crazy is that? Woo! You are the guest of honor. We were like, let's do something big for the 10th episode. Here she is, bitches.
I'm honored.
Keyawna Nikole.
So, what's up, guys?
We are so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
And you look fucking fabulous.
Oh, thank you, babe.
As usual.
Thanks.
Literally, I'm obsessed with you. All right, so if you don't know Keyawna already, she is thriving from the city of Pittsburgh.
412, bitches.
Both of us are from Pittsburgh, which is fucking great. Dang, I'm swearing a lot today.
Sorry, it's a force habit.
You got me all wound up.
I'm all wound up.
We're in here horsing around, getting all wound up. Keyawna Nikole has been dominating the Los Angeles music scene, known as one of the most versatile female artists in the scene, and she confidently carries R&B melodies through alternative rock ballads. Having collaborated with Grammy-winning and nominated artists such as Kellin Quinn, Sleeping with the Sirens, Vic Fuentes.
Why'd you hit that house so good?
Yeah, I did it good. I'm not good with names. Pierce the Veil, of course. Rob Cavallo. Tim Pierce. That one's, I can say that one.
Fuck yeah.
Truly proving that she has a slot in every genre. Her song, Secret, collecting over 1 million streams and 1.4 million views, was just the beginning. Within 24 hours after releasing Secrets, featuring Kellin Quinn, debuted number 4 on the U.S. alternative iTunes charts. That's huge.
We were over Billie Eilish.
Hey!
I love you, Billie. I'm sorry.
That's so dope.
That was sick.
Oh, we need a Billie Keyawna collab.
I would die.
I could see that. You guys, I feel like your vibes would...
That's my soulmate.
Match. I could see it. After articles of Keyawna began to surface on Elevator, No Jumper, and The Source, she secured a slot at So What Fest and has been breaking the barriers for women in alternative rock. Yeah. You don't see a ton of like women killing it in this area. So that's amazing.
Thank you. I'm here for my girlies. You know,
I'm a girl's girl. Right?
Like, I'm just here. I'm here to motivate all of us to do our shit.
Amen. So you grew up in Pittsburgh. What area?
So I was like 20 minutes outside the city, and it's so much easier just to say Pittsburgh. But I was
same.
Yeah, I was in Beaver County.
Yeah, I know Beaver County.
So I was in Beaver County. I was in Elwood City specifically.
Okay.
It's a place. It's a place.
I mean, Pittsburgh is great.
I love Pittsburgh.
Do you go back
I love
a lot?
the city. I don't go back enough. I don't. I'm just so busy. But when I do go home, I love the city.
Have you done a performance in Pittsburgh yet?
So we're about to be announcing a tour. And we're hitting Pittsburgh, of course.
I want to
so
come.
I'm very excited. Of course.
Any excuse to go to Pittsburgh.
You're going to be there. It's going to be fun.
Right? If we put our
Pittsburgh
track out, we
LA
can
show.
perform
Let's get it.
Let's do it. So did you have like siblings growing up?
I do. I'm the oldest. So I have 7 little siblings.
No.
Yeah. The youngest is only 7.
Holy
maybe 8 now.
Moly, that's a lot of siblings.
Yeah, like because my dad has 3 and my mom has 4. So my mom has 3 and a stepchild.
Okay.
So yeah.
Big family. So like where did your influence of being into like the pop punk rock type genre come from?
I was for my 13th birthday, my gift for my birthday was Pierce the Veil tickets. And I was obsessed with them when I was a kid. I loved them. And my first concert, like my first real concert, was My Chemical Romance and Blink-182. And I started listening to alternative music around 4th grade. It was like super morbid, but I had a very traumatic childhood. And I just got into this influence of alternative rock so early, like Guitar Hero in the 3rd grade.
I loved Guitar Hero.
That's when everything really changed. That was a pivotal moment in my life.
I will never forget when my dad threw away the Xbox because he thought it was a movie player with the VCR, or right? VHS
he thought it was like a VCR
tapes.
thing?
Yeah. VHS.
He threw away the Xbox?
Yeah.
It's called a VHS.
So we got that. Me and my sister like cried because we had Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and that was like our favorite thing.
Yeah, I love Guitar Hero.
Do you play guitar?
Yeah, I do.
Did it come from Guitar Hero?
Yes, I was like, this is what I want to do forever. And I ended up going to a Pierce the Veil show. What really like made me like, oh, I want to do this. I went to a Pierce the Veil show, 2012. Saw them live, and I was so tiny, the security guard was like, hey, why don't you walk out of the back? Because there's all these people, you have no parent with you, so like you should probably like go out of the back.
You just sent it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. So I walked through the back, and Vic and his guitarist had knocked me over, right? By accident. They like bumped into me. And I was like, I make music too. Like that's all I could say. Like that was my hero. I loved Vic. And he was like, oh, you're going to be a rock star one day. 10 years to the date, he was in my living room, and we were working on a song. And I was able to show him the concert ticket, because I kept the concert ticket with me when I moved here as like a memento. And I was able to show him that ticket. And
that is so cool. What a full circle
Yeah, we
moment.
literally became friends 10 years later.
Holy shit.
It's so insane.
And like not even just friends, you guys are creating together.
Yeah, like he's a cool person. I send him all of my records. He has all of my drafts. So I Vic from Pierce the Veil, if he doesn't like it, I'm not putting it out ever.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
It's crazy.
That is sick, and it all started at a show in Pittsburgh.
Literally. Mr. Small's Theater.
Oh, wow.
Literally Mr. Small's.
Wow. That's wild. So were you like the rebel child then?
Yeah. I am the bad kid. I'm the reason like my siblings get away with everything because my parents were just done after
Usually
me.
I feel like it's the younger ones that are like the wild ones, but you right off the bat.
I was a nightmare. Like I apologize to my mother to this day. I mean, like, here, Mom, here's $100. I'm so sorry I said this to you when I was 13.
I know. I went through like a brat phase too, and I like still feel bad.
Yeah, like I went to like juvie.
For real? You were in juvie
for like 72 hours, but it was a scary 72 hours.
What did you do to get yourself wound up in juvie?
And literally, okay. So, my dad and stepmom were very religious growing up for me. My mom...
See, sometimes I think if you're too religious...
Yeah. So, but my mom was like one of those people that didn't give a shit. If you believed in a cow in the sky, like, you know, believe what you want, girl. Go to that concert at 12. Do your thing. Like, my mom is, like, amazing. I love my mom.
That's hilarious.
But my dad and stepmom, very opposite. So, they made me move there when I was, like, 15 because I was just, like, bad. So, they made me move there.
Into the juvie.
No, they made me move to Tennessee with my dad.
Oh.
And then my dad had me put on probation for being unruly, which I didn't know was a thing.
Wait, you can put your child on probation?
In the state of Tennessee, you can put your child on literal probation. Like, you have to go see a PO, and you have to go piss in a cup. And, yeah, if your kid is unruly.
What is considered unruly?
I listened to metal, and they thought I was the devil. So then it made me rebel more. So I was just violating probation. Like, no, just violating that shit. Fuck out of that shit.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was
But you weren't actually doing anything bad.
Nothing out of the norm of a teenager. Every teenager is going to go smoke weed with their friends. Every teenager is going to go sneak out and go to a party.
Right.
Like, normal shit I was getting put in jail for.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then baptized 3 times.
No.
Yeah.
So they were like,
Yeah.
Get the devil out of her.
And it's so funny now because like I'm working with all these bands that like I literally used to get my merch like taken away from me and shit because they were the devil.
Would they take away your CDs?
Yeah, they made me burn my fucking merch.
Burn?
They cut it up and made me burn it. It was so sick. It was so sick.
Burnt?
Yes.
That's really
that's
devastating.
And that's the story of why I
for me,
tattooed
it
my
was
face.
Justin Bieber. Like, if you would have taken away my Justin Bieber merch. That was my like first concert.
I feel like Justin Bieber took over Western Pennsylvania from my age of like 11 to like 15. Mm-hmm. He was like the king of Western Pennsylvania.
He was like when he came to Pittsburgh, and I went to the first time I saw him. I remember every free period in school going to the art room to work on my sign for the Justin Bieber concert.
You know, like do you know the school? You know Seneca Valley? Okay, you knew a guy went to Seneca Valley if he had the Bieber cut. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade year. If he had the Bieber, and the phase where he left the monkey in the airport.
The guys with the Bieber hair, solely because it looked like Justin Bieber.
I did too. I broke up with my first boyfriend because he used all of my hairspray for his Bieber cut. 7th, 8th grade. Shout out Seth.
We had similar taste in men then. But then it was like the skater boys had the Bieber cuts too. And then I was skated. Like at the skate park
and
all the
time.
Nirvana. They were like very into that. I feel like also like we probably grew up like that whole genre was very popular.
Tumblr era.
Yeah.
I was like a major Tumblr era. Like I was one of those kids with like the viral picture on Tumblr, but they didn't know I was like a whole child.
Oh, I could see that.
Like, it was like just like a Nirvana t-shirt. Like, it wasn't like a bad picture, but like viral as fuck. And I was like, definitely 13.
That's so crazy. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, good artists would come to Pittsburgh all the time.
I agree. Everyone came to Pittsburgh. It's a good concert area.
Awesome.
There's nothing else to do.
Amazing.
Either. I was going to a concert like once a month when I was like only living with my mom.
And then like if they were coming to Cleveland, like it's like
I would go to Peabody's.
The drive is yeah.
They tore that place down now though.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Peabody's.
R.I.P. So you said the tattoo on your face came from your merch getting burnt?
No, so my face tattoos, what happened was I went to Slippery Rock University.
I used to go there in high school to party.
Yes, I was partying in high school there too. But I went there for the first year of college, right? And I was like halfway through my second semester. I woke up in my apartment and was like, fuck this shit. And I drove myself to a tattoo shop, tattooed this flower on my face.
Was that your first tattoo?
It was my third tattoo on my whole body. Tattooed this flower on my face, and then drove across the country.
To LA.
Knowing no one, knowing nowhere to go, having no plan, only having $1,200. Because in Pennsylvania, you're a baller if you got $1,200.
Literally.
But over here, bitches.
That's like 4 months rent over there.
That's literally 4 months rent in Pennsylvania is $1,200.
Yeah.
But over here, it's not
literally.
Even. And that's your utilities.
That's utilities and like not even half of a 1 bedroom.
Yeah. And I drove myself here and was like, I'm not going home until I'm famous.
So where did you go?
Denny's on Sunset Boulevard because it had Wi-Fi and I could figure out what the fuck am I gonna do. And with this manic episode ended 3 days later and I'm in a parking lot in Los Angeles. But then I already told my mom, I was like, Mom, I'm not coming back till I'm famous. So how the fuck do you go back after that? Like now you have to prove her wrong.
So did you like have to unenroll?
Shout out to the manic episodes.
Right, we all have.
Oh yeah, I unenrolled in college. I unenrolled from college while sitting in my car in a Denny's parking lot in Hollywood.
Los Angeles. I know the Denny's you're talking about.
Yeah, right on Sunset. Right by Roscoe's. Literally. I sat there and was like, what am I going to do? Mind you, I'm also only just freshly turned 19. No. I was 18 because it was right before I turned 19. It was September and my birthday's in November. So I was 18 years old. I couldn't even buy weed at the dispensary. I couldn't even like go in and buy like a blunt if I wanted to, because it's 18 at home.
You couldn't even like serve
21
alcohol.
here.
When I first moved here, like I came from New York and I could serve alcohol, so I was like doing bottle service and stuff in New York, and then I come here and you're not allowed to serve alcohol until you're 21. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't work freaking $13 an hour. Like, where's the tips? And that's where you find the illegal places.
Exactly. And that's where you find the real bag.
Yeah, and then you just keep hustling.
Shout out to the real bag.
Right. But, okay, so did you find a friend in the Denny's parking lot? You're not homeless, so clearly it worked out.
No longer homeless. And that was a very scary time. I had went like on a walk because...
And you're by yourself.
Yeah, completely by myself at this time. I ended up like briefly moving like my like college sweetheart out with me later, but then I was like,
the one that I met?
Yep. Yeah.
Hand me that.
He's the worst.
Ew. No. Girl.
Yeah. He was the worst. And then I was like, yeah, no, you gotta go.
You guys were together for
literally since I was like in college.
And so you were
for like 4 years
dating him for, because I met you probably how long after you moved here did we meet?
Probably like a year and a half, maybe like a year.
Yeah.
A year probably at that point. But not long.
You had your shit you got your shit together quick because you were like doing it when I met you.
The thing is like my family isn't in a position to where at any time if I was like, oh, I'm fucked, like, Mom, can you help me? Like, they can't. I help my family. And I knew that if I did this and I tattooed my face 7 times, I had to make sure that I was able to supply for them and have a career that's going to be very successful. Mm-hmm. So there was even points where I was living in my car and they didn't know because I was still like, hey, like, what do you need this week? You know? And that was okay for me as long as they didn't know. Like, they didn't know I was homeless. My whole family never knew I was homeless until it was in LA Times because a lady wrote a book about me. Yeah. It was crazy. This lady, like, took me in.
I know. Sometimes, like, I tell my mom everything. I call her 6 times a day. Like, she's probably like,
and that's how me and my mom are. So, like, even lying
to
to her.
Something like that.
It was a nightmare.
But just knowing that they're going to, like, a mother worries. So
I ended up meeting a friend, like a girl that was just like sitting outside in Hollywood. And I asked her if she'd go in the dispensary for me. This is like day 2 in LA in my car. And I was like, okay. I saw this girl. I was like, hey, I'll buy you an 1/8 if you'll go in for me because I didn't know I had to be 21.
Right.
And I just moved here. And she was like, okay. And I was like, hey, do you want to smoke? So she goes in, gets the weed.
First friend.
Smoke. Turns out she's like, you know, leaving a really abusive relationship. And she worked at the Salon Republic on Sunset. So her manager was letting her sleep there because her relationship was abusive. So we became friends that day, and I started sleeping at the Salon Republic in their recliner chairs.
No way.
Yes. And then a couple weeks later, I ended up getting a job working for Ricky P. from Taylor Gang, Wiz Khalifa's engineer and producer. Shout out Ricky, he's the best. As his assistant. And I was able to stack up enough, and I did, like, you could pay me less if you will engineer me and teach me how to, you know, make music and, you know, make it at a level that I couldn't afford a Grammy-winning engineer.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, and I ended up working for him, stacked up.
Wow.
And ended up meeting all of these huge artists.
That's a really good first job.
Well, I knew that's what I wanted to do was music. So I knew at the time I didn't have a following because I wasn't allowed social media as a kid. That's why I'm so, like, on my shit.
You are
now.
really good at social media.
Yeah, I love social media. I was deprived of it as a child and, like, in the peak of social media. So, like, you know, now as an adult, I'm like, fuck yeah, I can do this.
I'm allowed.
Fuck you, Mom. Like,
I don't have to sneak on it.
Exactly. So now, at the time, I didn't have a following then. So I knew to get in position, to learn how to sing, to learn, I needed to be around these artists that were already doing it. And Ricky was so real that he was one of those people that never acknowledged that he knew I was struggling, but would, like, put me in a room with huge artists.
Right.
Like, you know, like the Trippie Reds and the Twins. And, you know, they put me in the rooms with these people and be like, this is my artist, not my assistant. And that is a respect level.
That's a good person.
To this day, like, Ricky is always at my shows. Ricky will always be a part of my projects, like, to this day, because he put me on when I was nothing and I was a hobo.
Aww, you were a hobo. You're too cute to be a hobo.
when I was in a position that I couldn't provide or bring anything to the table, and now that I am, I'm always gonna remember. And he's from Pittsburgh, so
Hell yeah.
some real shit.
Hell yeah. Pittsburgh people
We love
are the
Pittsburgh people.
shit. They suck because they're like
Shout out
California.
PA. I'm from Pennsylvania.
He's from Pennsylvania.
I'm from Dover, PA. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Corey, sorry.
Dover's crazy.
This
You know
is a
what?
PA
It's fine.
only. PA only
I PA in
podcast.
spirit. Fuck
East
you.
Coast mofo.
Yeah.
East Coast. I do find though I always gravitate towards the East Coast people
Me
out here,
too.
and I never know that they're East Coast until like we're in a situation like this.
Yep.
And like it's crazy.
I've noticed that too with a lot of people. It's like
Y'all thought I
No, I
was from
got-
I
California.
attract.
I got
the
my
East
couple
Coasters.
LAs. I got my LA girls that I'm like,
Right.
okay, I fuck with you, you real. But
Yeah.
like it usually ends up being East Coasters.
And
that
I
came
think
out
that
here.
just comes from like what the vibes that we're used
having
to.
the same hustle.
Yeah.
Like we're used to like working for $7 an hour. So like coming out here and you're like, oh my God, minimum wage is 20. What the fuck?
Right.
Like,
But yeah, everything costs $7 million
dollars.
times more. What about like LA men versus Pittsburgh men?
okay. So LA men or Pittsburgh men kind of remind me of like a Ford commercial. Like if you hear that voice,
Ford
you know when it
commercial.
comes on and it's like Ford. Get your F-150. Like you know,
Clean
like
cut.
they're gonna have that
cute.
same food. There's always a flannel. There's always some
Always
jeans.
a flannel.
There's always some work boots that aren't Timberlands. They're not
Uh-huh.
Tims.
I used to rock the Timbs.
I love the Tims, but they're not Tims because they're really like steel-toed work boots. Because you know,
they're the real deal.
and like it's giving like classic family man, like picket fence. Probably gonna go ride his motorcycle. Might cheat on you a couple times, but like
Not
he's always
the
gonna come
Pittsburgh
home.
man. He's always gonna come home, so it makes
He's
it
always
okay.
gonna come.
Did that Pittsburgh mother effer do this? Because
That was a whole nother story. That was a
well, I don't know how you brought. Thank you for that.
brought Pittsburgh to LA.
How did you?
Crazy.
Okay, especially because
It was dumb for me. Dumb idea. I didn't know what was out there.
Especially because, like, okay, so when you're trying to accomplish things
You need
in
to
your
maneuver
field,
yourself.
you need to like network with
Yeah.
people and be around. Obviously, we're both in very male dominant industries, so
Exactly.
like I'm gonna be around a bunch of guys.
Exactly.
Does that mean I'm flirting or hooking up with them? No.
But
So for
you
a
have to be
guy to
around
like,
them.
for a guy, sometimes they can't understand that, and it's like I don't know
That's why
how
all
you.
of my relationships have ended. Like,
same.
every single relationship, they get weird about everything. And I am one of the most, like, my biggest thing as a woman is to be respected. And it's a very fine line in LA that you walk. And it's terrible because it's a misogynistic world and we're still working on improving that, bitches. So let's get it together. But it is a misogynistic world, and especially in this industry. This industry is just now flipping. Like,
Question:
what?
do you like birds?
I love birds.
Why would you interrupt her for that?
Because we have a bird. There's a bird. There's a bird on its way. You're gonna
shut
say hello.
up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No way.
Shut up. Shut up.
We brought a bird into the studio.
Hi. You're so
Get over here. Bring it on camera.
He loves girls, by the way.
Hi.
Oh, it's a he.
Yeah.
Can I
he-
touch?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold up.
Oh, he doesn't like me.
Maybe.
So beautiful.
I'm sorry, Ty.
You're so cute.
What's his name?
Ty.
Hi, Ty.
27 years old.
27.
You're older than me.
Hi. You're gorgeous.
Hi.
Wow. Can you talk?
Sorry for interrupting, but I thought that was a
That is
good
totally
interruption.
worth the interruption.
Yeah, honestly.
When he first said this,
We know the world's misogynistic. We didn't know there was a bird in here.
I literally thought, you guys want to know what went through my head? You are beautiful. What went through my head is, oh my God, is there a bird chirp on the sound desk?
Hi.
No, but you got one.
You did get a bird chirp.
I thought that's what I was like, Leon's having too much fun behind the
You
sound.
are so cute, dude.
Don't their beaks smell musky? No?
No.
Did he just talk?
Pretty bird.
What did you say? Oh, what does it mean when they puff their feathers?
He's showing off.
Hi, you're so beautiful.
You're gorgeous. Look at those big feet.
He's saying, look how
You know
beautiful
what they
I
say
am.
about that?
You're so pretty.
Stuff, so.
Hi.
Do you have a note for me? So cute. Is this a love letter?
You take the note or he's gonna take it from you.
Mine. Mine.
He's like, you will read nothing.
So cute. Can I touch you?
Why you need the note?
No.
Are we supposed to read it?
I think it's for him to chew.
Oh.
So he doesn't chew the chair.
Oh. See, I don't have a bird.
Me neither.
I always
but
wanted
I want
one. Yeah.
Does he eat paper?
Can we bring the bird over to Keyawna?
Yeah, bring the bird to Keyawna.
Hi.
You are just the most beautiful thing ever. That is a really pretty
That's
bird.
a gorgeous bird.
Your guys' hair
kind of
almost
bird is it?
matches.
Hi, we match. I'm your mom.
I'm your mom.
Hi. Are you scared of me?
Yeah, see, you guys have the same color hair. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys have a similar vibe going.
You wanna go? It's okay if not. Animals have rights.
Everyone has rights. Consented only.
Yeah, we're a consensual podcast.
Oh. Wait, what kind of bird is it?
Can I
It's a cockatoo.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, we can't see the bird.
Sorry. My head's too big.
No, there you
Oh,
go.
that's
Stay there, stay there, stay there. Put the bird on the other side. Yeah.
Look how cute.
Can he just, does he walk?
No.
Can you just hang out with us?
Hi, baby. Oh, yeah, chill out.
I'll just leave them here.
You match.
So tell
you
us
don't.
about
He does not want me to
LA.
touch you. Sorry.
LA guys.
Okay. I don't know.
So we had the Ford commercial for the PA guys.
Yeah, because it's like, here's the thing. I love me a good PA guy, but it's like, if you want to be a networking, like,
right,
you know, that's never gonna happen.
How did you have a full man here? Would he get jealous when you're around? Like,
oh yeah, he hit me with a car once.
What is up with you and abusive men?
I've stopped dating.
Oh my god.
Bye, Birdie.
Yeah, I'm really bad at it. My judgment of character is just not there.
You know, and I thought that
like,
I had
you have a
good
criminal
judgment.
record? Fuck me. Like, I don't know. It's really bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've done.
Oh, you
the
have
same.
2 teardrops? Down. Like, my grandmother's rolling in her grave.
So those are the okay. There's good and bad in all locations.
But yeah, it's all locations. Like, you know, there's some stellar Pittsburgh men that I have met that are great, that I'm so sorry that I've probably broken your heart. But great guys. And I'm
They're
sure they're
fine.
amazing fathers right now.
They're fine. Well, that's the thing. Everyone in PA just wants to get married.
I don't
super
go on
young.
Facebook.
I don't have Facebook.
My entire high school class married each other.
Yeah.
Except for the guy I dated. Because I left.
He's still waiting for you. He still has hope. He's on
I think he's divorced.
Instagram creeping on you as we speak, just praying that one day you'll slide in the DMs.
Never again.
No, my mom just said to me, she's like, I think that there's one guy that you would go back to, like, if, like,
I hate when my
fast
mom
forward
says that to me.
Like, way ahead. She's like, I know you still have feelings for her. I'm like, shut up. I'm not gonna go date this.
Absolutely not. We've been in LA for a long enough time to know the possibilities of what could be. And I'm not one of those like, oh, you have to have this, you have to have that. I'm not that person. You have to be a
I
real.
sometimes wish I was because I'd be dating some losers.
You're right. You're right. Actually, and don't take advice from me. I got beat up twice. So,
And that is not funny, but
it's not funny, but it's,
not once, twice.
we process trauma with dark humor
Right.
on the emo side. So don't take my relationship
bad.
advice.
So you
But now
can't-
we have standards.
Yay! We've come so far. So, in your general speaking experience, PA or LA?
LA.
For boys.
LA for sure. And usually though they're not from LA,
Right.
like I said, with the whole East Coasters coming out
Right.
here. But if you make it out here and you can survive out here, you can survive anywhere. And I'm here for that hustle.
I love that.
I got you.
I love a hardworking man.
A hardworking hustler.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Are you single now?
Yeah, I'm in LA. I'm confused. Cause like I don't know what's going on. I'm just here. I'm loyal.
I'm single.
I'm like, if you have to question it, I guess you're single, but like, I'm not like looking by any
I'm not
means.
looking. I'm just kind of taking the convenient,
I'm
like,
asexual.
I'll hit up my ex here and there.
Yeah.
Toxic.
I had to get a restraining order, so I'm not allowed to hit him up. I don't want to like violate what I put on him.
That's horrible.
Yeah, men are just not. I'm not doing it right. I'm gonna figure it out though.
Me neither. We need to find the Ferrari commercial man.
Yeah, Ferrari commercial. That's the LA like breakdown. Like, you might be a rental, but like you can usually figure it out.
There's a lot of rentals out here.
Yeah. Remember when like Drive Time LA, shout out them for letting me drive your Ferrari for a couple days. But Drive Time LA, that was like a thing, and like every dude.
So is that like you can rent?
You could. I don't know if
The
they're still
car,
around. This
or-
was a couple years ago. But every dude was grabbing up like the Lambo and the Ferrari.
I feel like you know when it's rented.
You just
when
have to
they
look at the
really
tag.
like I've like been like leaving clubs and vibing with some people at clubs. And they like when they really are like, oh, I'll drive. Like they make sure you come with them. I'm like, okay, that's how you know it's a rented. Because if it was always your car, you wouldn't be so like, this is what this is what we're getting in. We're getting in my Ferrari. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like a Dateline watcher. So like I'm one of those like I'm afraid I'm gonna get kidnapped. I don't care if you have a
yeah,
Ferrari
but then
or
I have
not.
a few shots and like.
And then I get kidnapped. But
She doesn't like chocolate.
I always check the license plate first.
Oh,
and you can always check the
smart.
tags. And if you check the tags, you'll tell if they're a rental or if he owns that shit.
If it's paper, it's not real.
For sure. Well, sometimes they're new.
That's
like young hustlers, they're kids.
Okay.
Remember when those PPPs hit? Everybody
So
bought
wait,
a car.
how do you check the? How walk me through this process? So I go look at the license plate and I can look it up.
Because I mean, rentals have a tag. Like it's their tag. I don't remember.
It'll put their
my
brand
homegirl told
on
me
the
this. I don't go get in random men's Ferraris. by
Well,
any
I
means.
haven't for a while,
Again,
but
loyal but not looking.
I'm kind of in the mood to get in a random Ferrari. So I'm just like, okay, if
After
I'm gonna
this
do
shot,
this,
my mind will
let
change.
me do this
so.
safe. Oh shit.
Tell me what my producer just told me. He met the dude that like made that song,
No,
and I was
way.
extremely envious.
That's crazy.
I was very envious.
I've dropped that, like the EDM remix of that
No,
a
you
few
didn't.
times.
Send me that again.
It was
Send me that.
like super poppin'. I feel like everyone was
wanna-
playing it.
I am also planning an album release in November. Well, I'm not an album release. I'm sorry, it's gonna release before then. But like a listening,
party?
like a listening and like a party. It's my birthday too. But
Party! Happy
but
early birthday.
I wanna do a DJ thing with you.
Let's do it.
We need to do a track. But
Let's
I
run
wanna
it.
I wanna have you like fucking run that shit. That shit
I'm
is
down.
lit.
I'm down. And I can do whatever genre. So I'm going to mix in like, we'll make it perfect. We'll make it a perfect set.
BPD.
that's,
We
like,
could go from Blink 182 to Sexy Red.
Exactly.
And I'm down. Like
perfect. We're gonna fucking kill it.
you can throw ass to emo music.
I can get down to some emo music.
Always. And the band boys.
Can I throw in some like Mayday Parade?
Absolutely.
I love
Jamie all over?
Yeah.
I love Mayday.
Can we just do like sad girls for a few
Sad
minutes
girls.
during this set? Your music videos are fucking insane.
Thank you.
Those are sick. I've seen a lot of really, really good music videos that you've put together. And I was wondering, how do you come up with your concepts? What's your process when it comes to music videos?
So I'm a huge horror movie buff. I
Oh.
love scary movies. I literally have them tattooed on my body. Like I love
I have
scary
a horror
movies.
movie coming out on Hulu
No
in
way.
October.
Fuck
Yeah.
send me that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to go to the premiere, bitch.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
know.
Actually, the director was just here
Oh,
before
that's
you.
sick. congratulations.
Yeah.
And by the way, I feel like nobody be giving her flowers. Her IMDb is popping. Do you know who this is? Like, oh my God,
feel
your
like I
movies are
post
so good.
all of my social media is so much of my DJing stuff because it's like more of my personality and more, but like there's the actor side of me.
You did like a baseball movie though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My little
12.
sister was watching that when I went home for
way.
Christmas. And it was playing in her room.
Big.
Yeah, it was playing in her room and I was like, I know her.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so
My
crazy.
sister was watching that literally when I went and visited. I was like,
I guess
yo.
that it's become popular because at first when it first came out it was just whatever, and now that came out a few years ago, but it's gotten popular for kids.
It was giving like that high school Notebook,
it's a really cute movie.
And
it's
we all dated a baseball player at some point in middle school or high school.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy was cute. That I I did shoot my shot. He was loyal. He had a girlfriend.
Real one. Was he from
all right.
Pennsylvania?
No,
Obviously
New York.
not. He was loyal.
He was a New Yorker.
Hey.
Leon defended.
I'm a pretty loyal person, and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You're from Dover. We're talking about Pittsburgh side.
I'm from York.
You don't count, Leon. Sorry.
You don't count, Leon. You're fine.
It's not all
love
about you, Leon. You had your episode.
Leon, you are giving loyal. It radiates off you, I promise.
Yeah, Leon's such a sweet guy.
Leon is single
Leon
and looking.
Is single. We just went there at the same time.
I'm not really looking, but yeah, I'm
Well, he's
single.
also not looking, but there's a possibility, guys.
So if that magic spark, you can slide in his DMs at
Require
Leon Zeller.
digits, just for the record.
Corey requires digits.
Digits.
What does that mean?
Money.
Money.
Bread.
Don't be
We're
broke.
working on our standards, bitch.
Don't be broke.
I see digits. I think ooh, can I get your digits?
number?
Shawty,
Shawty, she did.
Corey's we're not DMing. I gotta have the real digits.
Yeah,
He said, I need that bread.
When
You
you
can
get
hit me on
hit
Cash
on,
App.
when you get hit on, and a guy asks you, do you give your number? I usually just give the gram so I can scope
give
them
the
out
gram first. I give the gram. I look through the following, and
I do a creeping before I give the number.
because listen. This happened to me the other day, unprovoked, by the way.
Provoke.
This man comes up to me and was like, "You're so beautiful. Let's hang out." And I'm like,
No.
And he sits down and he was like, but he had a British accent, and he was like, and I was
fall
like,
for that every time.
the accent's real good, but no. So I start looking at context clues, and he's like, "Can I have your number? Can I have your number?" And I was like, "No. Do you have social media?" Anytime someone says no, they have a wife and children.
You're right.
In LA, at least. If you're in LA and you meet someone, they're like, "Oh, let me get your number," or "Let me get your WhatsApp." What?
You are so spot on with that.
Yeah, wife and children. So then, as soon as he said that, I don't do social media. Now there is some people that are like, I'm not active, whatever. But you have some sort of social media. So when he said he didn't have social media, and I was like, oh no, well I don't give out my number. And I looked down at his hand, you could see the tan line of the ring. And I was like, first of all, did you take me for a side piece? I'm offended. Get away from me, sir. Because I am the main in any situation, bitch. Yeah.
It's shocking how many men really, especially out here.
Yeah, and it just kind of it makes me sick. I'm unproblematic. I can go just fine by myself.
Yeah.
Do I want to be loved in a great way? Yeah, for sure. But I'm really bad at picking them, so I don't trust myself. So,
I'm really bad. I have a really bad track record too.
I just don't trust myself at this point. So I'm just chilling. One day he will come.
Right.
After I have my millions of dollars.
That's what I think it'll come after I've done and focused on
I want to be
career
happy
goals.
in the circle that I'm in. I want to be happy with the associations I'm in. And honestly, being single now, I've had the best associations.
Mm-hmm.
And then getting into other relationships, I watch what I'm doing kind of have to affect their life. And that, I'm not okay with that. I want to be with somebody that is also has their own shit going on. because it's hard. It's hard to nurture a relationship and have a real relationship when you wake up and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go to Vegas today. I gotta go do a podcast. Then I have to go to a TV filming. Then I have to go do a music video. Like, there's too much going on.
I agree.
And I think everyone deserves, even the woman deserves to love their partner. The partner deserves to love their woman, whatever. I feel like everyone deserves that full attention. Completely.
I agree.
And if you can't provide that, you need to be mature enough to say that. And right now, I'm that person that's mature enough to say, I can't provide you the attention you want, and definitely not the security, because when you see my phone ring, you're going to be offended. So it's like, and nothing could be going on, but it's natural.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think
where
it's
it's at.
better for career, just be single for now, and then we'll see in the future. We were talking about your music videos, and we got distracted by...
Oh my God. Yeah, horror movie buff.
Okay.
So I make everything off a horror movie.
Okay.
I ended up, like, when we did the circus, I had actually earned every penny myself.
Wow.
I worked really, really, really hard myself. And I started my own little marketing agency. I started, like, putting billboards up. I started doing all of this stuff. And I ended up making, because NFTs were a thing, ended up making a lot of money off those NFT companies.
Really?
I mean, yeah, a lot of money. So I spent every single penny that I earned myself.
Invested it back
and
in.
put it all into my music videos. I put $40,000 into one, $50,000 into one, $15,000 into one, and did that myself. So I looked like a competitor. I looked like somebody was already investing in me, and I looked like my music was up to par with everyone else in the game. And that was my biggest thing. That's my thing with videos. My videos are always just ridiculously immaculate.
They're so good.
Because I want to show that you can do this yourself. And now, I mean, I do have a team and I do have good things happening and shit, but I really did all that myself. Everything up to this point, I've done myself.
And now that's why you now have these situations coming to you.
And it got to a place where people were like, oh, we thought you already had a team. That's why we didn't approach you. And I was like, oh, fuck no. I was just shelling way too much money out myself. Like,
wow. That's really inspiring to hear.
Just make your vision how you want to do it. Because I've been at a point where no one wanted to invest in me and no one wanted to be a part of my career. No one believed in me. I said emo was coming back 4.5 years ago. And it's here and we are thriving. But you need to also invest in your own dream. Invest in what you believe, because no one's going to believe in you as much as you do.
For sure.
So put your own shit up. And then you get to make all that back.
Yeah.
You don't have to break
And you don't have to owe people. Your inspiration comes a lot from horror movies. What about for the musical side of it?
My music is really my life. Like, I write everything. I don't bring in a writing team. Like, I really genuinely, all my lyrics come from me. And it's like really scary, because I was afraid to put out Secrets. And Secrets is my biggest song.
Yeah.
I was afraid to put that out because it was literally about what I was living in that moment. Like, I was still going home to somebody that treated me so terribly.
And that is like a vulnerable place.
And I didn't want people to know about it, because if you go on my social media, everything looks good all the time, but not everything's good all the time. Like, I have really sick siblings that are dying, and I have like a really fucked up situation, but I don't show that. So for me, musically, I'm very vulnerable, and I'm actually telling you what's going on and how I feel. And at that time, it felt like I was scared to put that song out because I was scared of the reaction it would get from the people around me. Like, I knew this was happening, and I knew this was like this, and it ended up, I've got every day, literally on the way here, I had a message from a fan, like, this song made me leave my domestic violent relationship. This song saved my life. This song helps me every day get out of bed. And that was the point, because that song helped me get out of bed. Writing that is the reason I got out of bed that day.
Chills.
So it's just like, my inspiration is really like my everyday life. I get to a point where it's like, okay, instead of rotting in bed all day, because I do have depression and I am bipolar. So it's like, it's hard. It's hard to navigate life with mental illness. And instead of laying in bed and feeling defeated, I'm going to write something, and hopefully somebody else that's going through the same thing is going to feel that.
And it's so easy to choose laying there all day. And
it's so easy. And I've done it so many times. I've watched years go by. I feel like I'm ahead right now, and I'm aligned mentally where I need to be. But I feel like I could have done this years ago. if I could have had the strength to get out of bed.
Right.
You know?
I went through a similar thing where it just became unbearable.
Yeah.
So,
Life was unbearable.
I was on antidepressants for a few years, and I just recently, within the past few months, gotten off of them.
High
and
five, me too.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out. I do
it's-
smoke a lot of weed, though.
It's like, so, I mean, I have definitely done a lot of like self-healing. I don't know, but I'm doing good without the medication
Yes,
and without
good.
the antidepressants. And like, yeah, there are days where you don't want to get out of bed, but like, I think DJing helps me with that. Like having
you're
something
finding
you
your
really
musical channel.
love,
Something you care about.
Yeah. And like, it's half the battle to just start doing a creative thing when you feel like that. And then it's gonna make you feel so much better.
And it's so cool too for you to be vulnerable like that, because even as somebody that like, as like a consumer and like as somebody that like supports you and sees your stuff, you seem like the happiest person when you walk into a room. Like I'm happy because you're happy, you know?
Right.
And it's the happiest people and it's the most entertaining people that are going through the most, and it's never acknowledged. And I think now we're all finally at a point where we're acknowledging that. And I think that's dope.
I do too, and I mental health is a big thing for me. In your genre, I had Morgoth on here. I don't know.
I love Morgoth.
Yeah,
He's produced some of my early records.
Yeah,
We love Morgoth.
yeah. I love working with Morgoth. He's great. But I was kind of talking with him about this, how some of the artists, especially in your type of genre, come off like dark and stuff, but then they're like the sweetest
people in the
nicest
world.
people, but that's their creative outlet on how they.
That's the voices they're hearing in their head. That's the voices I hear in my head. Like it gets to be a dark place, and being able to execute that. And someone like Morgoth executed so well because he is a fantastic artist, and I love Morgoth so much. But being able to execute it well is like a release for him. It's healing, and anytime you have that feeling again, you can go back and listen to that and acknowledge, I'm living through this,
Right.
and I'm also living past it. And I think that's the coolest part, especially in my genre. I've noticed at a young age, a lot of people are in a lot of pain. I was in a lot of pain. I found the music I listened to because my grandfather like blew his brains out, you know? So like I, at a young age, like 12, 11. So it was at a point where I started accustoming to death, and I started accustoming to mental health awareness and realizing I'm also mentally ill very young. And you end up discovering bands and music that kind of make you into the person you are. Like I can go back to certain bands that I listen to now and pinpoint the time I found that record and what I was going through. And it's like a spiritual connection. And I think a lot of people are just afraid to acknowledge that we all have the same sounds in our head, and they might not be pretty all the time.
Right.
And now it's at a point where we're finally like, fuck yeah.
Talking about
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Because too, how do you expect a medication even to balance your brain and your chemical balance if everyone's brain is different? None of us have the same chemical balance. And we just started experimenting this shit like 20 years ago. Like
For sure.
Like my mom.
And it doesn't work for everyone. I've heard horror stories.
Yeah.
You know, and like I thank God it changed my life in the most positive way. Like it was the first time in my life that I realized, oh my gosh, this is what a normal person feels like.
Yeah.
They don't dread everything. They don't dread going to the grocery store. They don't dread waking up in the morning.
Going to the grocery store.
But little, same. But little tasks that should not be dreadful.
No, it shouldn't.
Like getting out of bed is the most
it's
simple
really
one.
hard.
But I couldn't believe that I never knew that what I felt all the time wasn't normal.
Yeah, and that's what I acknowledge when I drop Secrets, because the first line of Secrets is, I've been counting all the steps from the bed to the sink. It's the farthest that I've got in 5 days, maybe a week.
Wow.
Because at the time I was writing the song, I literally hadn't got out of bed for 7 days. And the farthest I went was to the bathroom and back for 7 days. And it was just a point in my life where I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
So hard. And it's I feel like sometimes even harder when you have no explanation for it. Like when you feel like that, when
someone asks
everything
you what's
else in your
wrong
life
and you can't say what's
everything
wrong.
is fine, and you still can't bear.
Yeah,
It's a horrible, horrible, horrible feeling that I would wish upon no one.
exactly.
But you're healing people with your music, and like the messages you're getting and the response you're getting, you're really making a difference in people's lives.
I've been trying.
I'm just so proud of you. And that comes from your willingness to be vulnerable and to put out there what you go through and your feelings and your emotions and your experiences. They really are making a difference to other people.
I just wanted to prove to people that when all odds, absolutely all of them, like not even having a place to live, are against you, you can still succeed. You don't have to be the baddest bitch in the room. You don't have to have. I've got no ass and no titties.
No, bitch, you're one of the hottest girls
listen,
I know.
This corset real tight right now, but you don't have to be that. Just like, supermodel. Like, you could be a weird little emo girl that had to live in her Kia Rio until she figured it out, and this shit's gonna work for you. And I just want to be that example for people.
Amen. Take it in, people. Take it in. So what can you tell us about your upcoming work? I know some of it's tip-top secret.
There is a couple tip-top secrets that just happened this week. I'm really excited. But I'm very excited for this album. This is my first album ever. I've only ever dropped singles.
Wow.
I've literally been dropping singles
that's
for years.
huge.
But it's my first debut album. It has some insane collaborations. Like, I'm still in shock that this happened. A lot of this shit just happened this week. Like, people reaching out to me like, I fuck with your shit. And I'm like, it's a good week. But I've been working with Rob Cavallo. Rob Cavallo, he did Decode for Paramore.
Wow.
And he did actually all of the Brand New Eyes album for Paramore, which is absolutely amazing. He did American Idiot for Green Day.
Wow.
He did all of honestly, he did everything since like Dookie. Mm-hmm. He's a very incredible, and he's in so much more. Like, that's not even the brink. He did fucking Welcome to the Black Parade, My Chemical Romance, like the ultimate anthems. But he's amazing, and he's been producing my entire album and helping manage my entire album. I'm walking into rooms and meetings that I know what am I doing here? Life has really changed in the past 6 months. Like, life has really changed. It's insane. I plan on actually dropping our first single. Comes out next month from the album. And then we're dropping another one, I believe, at the end of the month. And the album comes out the month
I
after
cannot
that.
wait for this album.
It's going to be fire. I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. Do you have any shows coming up?
So we just sold out the Viper Room.
Hey.
I did a little practice run with the band because we just got my full band together.
That's really cool.
I've been playing with a full band for years, but we just now got the lineup of
Fuck a DJ, man. She's got the whole band.
We're gonna tour this band now. So I just got with CAA a couple weeks ago.
Huge.
I'm very excited.
That's huge. For those of you who don't know, Creative Artist Agency, top-notch A-lister agency. Congratulations
we love
on
CAA.
that.
Thank you guys for loving me. But now we finally have our band together, and we've been rehearsing, and it's crazy. And getting that together for those shows is so stressful, but
it'll be worth it.
Oh yeah, tour is about to go crazy.
It will be worth it.
Awesome. I plan on doing probably just another LA show just for my LA people because it's fun, and I
totally
love doing it. And with the listening parties and shit that we're gonna do for the album, but I haven't announced anything yet. But we've been talking about doing one more LA one before we announce the tour.
And where can everyone follow you to keep up with all this exciting, crazy things happening in your life?
Follow me on Instagram, K3YAWNAA. TikTok, Key Nikole. And Twitter, Keyawna N. KEYAWNA.
I love that you use the 3 like me.
I do. Well, honestly, because I never knew anyone else would have the spelling of my name.
Yeah, the spelling of your name when I was
so
writing everything for the episode, I know how to spell it because I've known you, but I had to keep double checking, and I'm like, am I right?
No, it's crazy. Yeah.
So for someone else to have that,
yeah, and she's
tell them to
literally
get
like,
the fuck off Instagram.
she follows me. She follows me on Instagram, and I was like, hey, like, could we trade? I asked her. I was like, can we trade? And she just like left me on
She
red.
like $10,000.
So Keyawna Hope, can I please have my name back?
Come on, Keyawna. Come on. We'll
But
tag
yeah.
her in that.
It was sick.
We'll tag her in this. We'll
Keyawna
clip
Hope,
it.
can I please have just Keyawna back, please? I would really appreciate it. It would look way better. Like,
Way more
please help me.
legit.
Yeah, like,
in this hard world. Well, hey, you know what? I can't hate on the 3. You
I
guys
can't hate on it. I fuck with the 3.
I fuck with the 3. You guys can follow the podcast at Get Off the Mic and
the best podcast in the world.
woo woo. We're new, episode number 10, but we are killing it, and I'm very excited. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Anything else that you want to let the viewers know?
New music coming out soon. Follow me. I'll send you some shit.
I love you. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank
all right, guys.
you.
We will see you next week.